think we're live. I messed up the stream stuff, so sorry we're a couple minutes late. But welcome back to Chaos Core Tech. My name's Garrett.
And I'm Chelsey.
And I don't have
the
mic.
Painter.
I don't have the mic close enough. Hold on. Sorry. Professional streamer here. It's fine.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry.
It was probably close enough to hear us.
Yeah, I'm sure you heard us, but just trying to be somewhat prepared here. How's everybody doing? We're going to do a little bit of a Q&A going on. I got a couple questions prepared, and then we'll take questions from the chat and whatnot. I'm just tweeting that we are live.
I got your tweet that we are live.
Cool. How's everybody doing? Let me bring the chat window over. Cool.
Q&A. Quoted. Tweet.
Pop out chat. Let's just make this real big. Where can you see it the best? Is that fine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That works.
Cool.
Yes, you need to see my hands.
Yeah, that you won't be able to recognize her otherwise. Hello, everybody. Thank you, Candy Cane.
He forced me to stream, you know?
No, I did not at all.
He said, if you don't stream with me, you're done. Just not part of the channel.
Full-on divorce happening right there. That is not true at all.
True.
Okay. Matt Garrett's hands. Yeah. They're on the mouse and keyboard. It's fine. All right. Well, let's get into some of the questions. Some of these, I don't think any of them were specifically directed at either of us, but okay. First one from Garth. He is in the chat, actually. And this was, I believe, on my Patreon. Any thoughts about where you expect the channel to be in 2 years? Up until now, much of your content has been about you learning the processes to design and finish a model, and you have been sharing and teaching the rest of us as we go. Do you think in 2 years, once you're extremely proficient in all these skills, that you will move on? I think this is an unfair, super hard question to ask, but I'm curious. No, I think that is a great question. I'll try not to talk super long about it, because I'm sure I could. I'm sure Chelsey and I both have kind of different perspectives on that. But typically, I've kind of been the driver for where the channel goes. She just kind of tags along with me. She makes a lot of decisions as we go, but she's normally just in for whatever insanity I sign us up for.
That's true.
So, basically, I don't think 2 years is going to be enough for me to be fully skilled in ZBrush, so I'm sure I'll still be working on that. There are several things that I'd like to get into more of. So in 2 years' time, I'd like to see creating a lot more original content, like original models and stuff like that. Because right now I model like a lot of, video games, TV shows, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I always want to do that type of thing, but I'd like to make my own characters. And I'm starting to do that a little bit now, but I'd like to be really good at that. And, it's sort of a build-up to making video games as well. And I don't know how much of that will bleed into the channel. The characters that I make for those video games will be definitely a part of the channel. But, no, I don't think I'll ever, move away from what we're doing on the channel. It'll always be some form of making cool stuff. Almost swore. But,
no swearing on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, we got to keep it family friendly over here. Forgive me if I slip up on that. I'll try not to. But yeah, I think we're both makers at heart, and we just like to make cool stuff. So if it might transition away from being purely 3D printed, like we'd like to do. You can kind of see over in the corner there, Billy. A lot of him isn't 3D printed, and we'd like to do more stuff like that, so we might broaden what we're using to create things, but I think the essence of the channel will always be the same, and I'll always be teaching whatever along the way. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm just here to do whatever you want me to do, so...
Well, is there anything that you'd like to be better at?
Well, I'd like to model more stuff probably.
Yeah.
Because I did a couple, but after that I didn't really have time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it'd be fun to try to do a couple more things. And I want to do more with my 3D pen probably.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and Chelsey and I have kind of talked about it in the past, but we're both just fans of most creative things. And so it'd be cool to try out some of those different things, like, you know, different, what's a good example? Like the spray paint type paintings that you use spray paints and objects.
I know. I bought like a bunch of spray paints to try to do spray paint art, and I have not gotten a chance to do that either. And it's kind of too cold here right now anyway. Yeah. But
and then there's just all sorts of really fun like art type projects like that I think could be really cool. And it's like we've talked about maybe eventually, like once maybe if this channel is sustaining us to the point that we don't have to have full-time jobs, you know, that would be something that Chelsey could maybe make her own channel out of, or who knows, we may even end up putting it on this channel. That'll just kind of depend, but that could be kind of fun to just do random stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay,
next question. What key did I use? I think plus. There we go. Okay, this was You Do It, and over on Twitter, I believe. Yep, at You Do It. So, 3-part question. What's the most expensive piece of equipment you bought for producing YouTube videos that was totally worth it?
That was worth it?
Probably my camera. I mean, I don't know how to use it properly, but it was a good investment, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, probably.
Yeah.
Because that old phone didn't do that hot.
No, and I can take way better pictures now. So I'd say my camera. It's a Canon T6i.
Yeah, Rebel T6i.
Yeah, and I don't know, it was like $800. That's by far the most expensive non 3D printer that we've bought for the channel. 2, same as above. What was the least expensive that everyone should buy? I honestly say the lights. The lights back there, you can see the big umbrella. It was like $50. Came with 3 of them. It was on Amazon, so super cheap, and it just allows us, because like some of our rooms downstairs, like the ones that we have, the room that we have all the printers in actually does not light up. Like there's no light in there. We have lamps on the side that plug into the wall. So having those that we can just kind of move around is extremely handy. And yeah, those were super cheap. Other than that, I'd say webcam, about $60, $80.
Yeah, 60 to 80. I mean, I think we bought one of them on sale and one of them not. But
yeah. And so that, I mean, by far
and this is a nice mic that's not that expensive.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think it was like $100.
But it's one of the... Is that a Yeti?
Yeah, it's a Yeti. It's not the Snowball. It's like a Yeti... Yeah, it's one of the like longer ones.
Yeah, those.
And then, what was the biggest waste of money? I don't know. We've mostly been able to salvage any poor buying decisions, because most of the time, like, I mean, this drawing monitor that I have over here that you guys can't see, but it's like a pen monitor. We actually bought it a long time before the channel because I wanted to do drawing stuff, and then I didn't really have a computer that could handle it very well, but I just kind of didn't for the longest time. So it was like a $400 thing. And so that was a waste for a really long time. And now it's what I use the most because I'm doing ZBrush stuff. So it's like we've mostly been able to salvage anything that we've bought that we didn't use for its original purpose. I think.
I'm trying to think of anything else that we bought.
I think the only thing I can think of that we bought...
The D7.
But I will be using that as long as I can get the bed to work.
I guess.
The Robo. Robo's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It is fine. Okay, next question. Chris, is Elvis really alive and working as a short order cook in Kearney? Yes, and he's not that good. Surprisingly. Should have stuck to singing. Bill says, who's the boss? You or Chelsey? Careful how you answer. I believe that's directed at you.
I like to sway the decisions a little bit sometimes. I just like to put a different perspective on things, and then he gets mad at me, and then I'm like, whoa, I'm just putting a different twist on this, and then he's like, okay, fine.
Yeah, I think it really depends
I'm more realistic looking about things, and then
I tend to be over-ambitious about the things that I want to do. I get real excited, and I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if we do this, this, and this? And Chelsea's like, whoa, hold on there, cowboy. Like, that's going to cost a lot of money and going to take a lot of time, and you want it done, like, next week. And I'm going to be like, you're right, but I don't like that you're right, so I'm angry at you. But, no, I think it depends on what aspect of it, because it's like... I
definitely let Garrett just take a lot of what is going on, obviously.
Yeah, well, and initially when I started the YouTube channel, I looked up, thank you, Heather, for being a moderator. But before I started my YouTube channel, I looked up a ton of stuff about it, and they said that it is life-consuming trying to make something out of a YouTube channel. And so I was like, I'm going to try my hardest to only inflict myself with this and keep Chelsey out of it, just because I didn't want to consume her life with it as well. But that obviously didn't work. So eventually she's just been like constantly bleeding into more and more of it. At my choice. I mean, she hasn't complained along the way, but...
No, I complain a lot.
Well, I mean, but not about being a part of it.
No.
Just
about...
not having time or money.
Right.
Yeah. The usual.
The usual life nonsense.
Yeah. And so it's like, I generally am the boss when it comes to like what I do on the channel, just because I'm kind of the one making those decisions. I tend to offload the more businessy type stuff to Chelsey, because that's not how my mind works. I just don't like a lot of that type of stuff. And Chelsea's better at being a people person. She's better at the socials, so like if someone wants to talk and have like a conversation through Twitter or something like that, I'm just so bad at that. I'll sit and like in person, I'll have a conversation with you for days, but on Twitter or like through text or something like that, I just can't do it. So
I'm probably more awkward in person. Better not, like over social media.
I think you're fine in person.
Yeah.
Especially when you got a little bit of booze in you.
That brings more talking, yes.
Right. So, that's that. I don't know if I answered that very well, but yes. Okay. This guy actually asked 2 questions. I should put the other one first, but that's fine. What was your first encounter with 3D printing? Well, I remember in high school, there was a video, and this was like before the big boom of like commercial or consumer 3D printers. This was back when they were still like pretty much only big businesses could afford them, like the big Stratasys ones. I remember a video, it was SLS, so like the powder sand stuff that they used a laser to go through and create it, and they created a functioning wrench, and that was pretty cool, but I didn't think much of it at the time. I was just like, yeah, that's future stuff, whatever. But then I can't remember honestly what... I was getting into Arduino a bit and messing with stuff like that and looking for ways to create robots, like little robots and stuff like that. And, how you contain your electronics and those different pieces you need. It becomes difficult to create that kind of stuff if you're not a maker. I don't have access to a wood shop or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So I think I was looking on Kickstarter at different electronics things, and I eventually came across 3D printers. And then through that, I found Barnacules, and that was at the height of when he was talking about 3D printing and stuff like that. And I think I've had the bug ever since then. We bought one less than a year later, I think.
Mm-hmm. The Robo
R1.
Yep.
What was my first video? It was the flux capacitor. It's still up on the channel. It's a 3-part series because I was horrible at filming and editing because I'd never done it before. It took me... I think I worked on that video for 3 months before I put it up. And... it's still garbage. So it's like, and that's what everyone says when they're starting a YouTube channel. They're just like, if you're going to start a YouTube channel, just do it. Put out a video next week. They're like, don't spend a lot of time in it because you're going to, and it's still going to be bad when you look at it a year later. So it's like, just do it. Get a video out there. And that's what I should have done. But, yep. And it's funny because I said I tried to keep Chelsey out of as much as possible, but very first video, she's painting something.
That is true.
Have you had a chance to thank Barnacles for introducing you to the rabbit hole? No, I don't think we... I've met Barnacles, but I don't think we had enough of a conversation that I could thank him for that without it being awkward. Like, I didn't want to run up to him and be like, hey!
You were around him in person.
Yeah, no, I talked to him a bit, but
yeah.
It was just like... It seemed like a weird thing just to run up and say to everyone. And I think pretty much everyone who got into the 3D printing YouTube space around the same time I did came from Barnacles. He was like the kind of the father of all this.
Right.
All right. Next question. This one's from Jareth, a big Slime Rancher fan.
Mm-hmm.
Will you be continuing the series of Slime Rancher builds? And if so, which zone might you focus on next? Yes, there will be more Slime Rancher stuff. How much of that kind of depends, because it's like, I do like Slime Rancher. I wouldn't do it if I didn't like it. But I also like a lot of other things, and I kind of use the audience to gauge where I should put more time. So, like, say that I like Rick and Morty a lot, I like Slime Rancher a lot, and I like Beauty and the Beast stuff a lot. And I noticed that the Slime Rancher stuff is getting a ton of attention, Rick and Morty getting a pretty good amount of attention, and Beauty and the Beast not getting a lot of attention. I'm still going to do all three of those, but I might do more Slime Rancher immediately because of how much attention it's getting, just trying to kind of follow what the audience is wanting. And the amount of attention that the Slime Rancher videos are getting has dropped considerably. So there will still be Slime Rancher stuff, it just probably won't be coming as frequently. And as for next area, I don't know if I'm going to continue doing the areas. I'm definitely going to do more Largos. Might do a Gordo or two. But if I do another area, it'll probably be like the Moss Blanket, I think. Something like that. Okay. Next question. This one's for you. How do you paint your 3D projects really well?
Very carefully.
Yeah, that's honestly a steady hand, patience.
Just a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of time. I think people
Practice.
underestimate how much time I put into painting each model. I mean, the one that's going to be coming out this week, I easily, like, in time finishing it in total, I would guess that I spent, like, almost an entire full day doing what I've done to it.
Yeah. Like, and that means, like, 24 hours. Not like she sat there for a day working on it, but, like, over a month or something, she put 24 hours of work into it.
Right.
And I've recently started painting some D&D minis that I've been printing. And I knew that it took a long time because I watch her work, but it is crazy how long it takes to paint. It is just a time-consuming process. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Bill's sanding is good.
But this one, I didn't even really have to sand very much because it was
printed on the form.
It was printed on the form, too. When Garrett was in Texas.
Yep.
And brought it back with him. So I didn't really have to do a whole lot of sanding with this one, and it still took me that long. So, yeah.
Yeah, but on other things like FDM prints and stuff like that, sanding is a huge part of it. Take your time sanding.
Huge.
You know, get a bunch of different grits of sandpaper and
little sanding tools.
Mm-hmm, like there's like little metal files.
Yep. And I think I have like
because you know, there's lots of little areas that you have to get into, and you know, you can spend forever sanding, but take a good amount of time doing it.
Yeah.
Because it definitely pays off in the end. And then filler primer. Filler primer is your friend.
Yeah, Randall, we'll go back through and read the questions in chat because Garrett's just kind of going through these first. So.
Yeah, I don't have many more of these. I think we're getting pretty close to the end. Greg, but do you know the way? Yes, I can show you the way. That's a reference to a meme for people that didn't get that. It's Ugandan Knuckles. You don't need to get it, it's fine. You'll just be disappointed when you figure it out. A question for each of you. How long have you been 3D printing / painting, and what got you into it? I talked about that a little bit with one of those other questions. But for how long? It was 2014, right? That we got the 3D printer. And it was just maybe early fall 2014 that we got the Robo. Because I think it took me about a year to start the channel after I got the printer. Mm-hmm. What about you? Painting?
Painting? I mean, I've always liked art stuff, like, my entire life. So I've painted and drawn and crocheted and like done all sorts of weird things. So, yeah, I mean, I've always like messed around with paints and paint by numbers when I was younger and stuff like that, but I've never painted like models and everything like that. And I actually only took one art class in high school because my schedule was always full of music stuff. So I really haven't had that much like art training at all, if you want to call it that. I took the baseline art in high school and then a super easy art class in college where I'm pretty sure that teacher gave everyone like A++s all the time, so it didn't matter what you did.
Yeah, that's the way mine was too.
So
it was just like, as long as she could tell you were giving an effort, she gave you an A.
Right.
But yeah, and as far as like projects and painting things, like prints and stuff like that, basically when we started the channel, that was pretty much the first project we had done.
Right.
So you guys saw from the very beginning. Like I had, if you want to see models pre channel, this is it right here. It's a back scratcher and one of the spikes broke. But yeah, I made this in OpenSCAD.
I watched him combing his hair with it the other day. Works in just many uses.
Versatile.
Many uses.
I would share the STL, but I don't still have it. But yeah, I think that was literally one of like two things that I had tried to design. I made like a little box too. Nothing impressive. I had a slide lid. But yeah, pretty much right after that was the flux capacitor. So you guys saw right at the beginning. Okay, next question. Best 3D printer you own. Worst 3D printer you own. Best for the price. I'll also throw worst for the price in there, so I got a good one for that. Best 3D printer.
For the price? Or just in general?
Just in general. Okay. I would say that we own is the Moai.
Yes.
But that's SLA, and not everyone's into SLA. So if we had to pick an FDM one, the only one that's functioning right now.
Just in general?
that we own.
Yeah, but like not like for the price, just this one.
Just in general.
I mean, the Prusas.
Yeah, the Mark III.
The Mark II.
Mark II.
As well. I mean, that one is, we've used it a lot.
Yeah.
Like, it's just down right now because of a hot end. So,
yeah.
It's like, other than that, like, the Prusas, probably, like, finish-wise, functionality, like, that sort of stuff. Yeah. Those are probably the best.
Yeah. Then the worst one we own, I mean, we have a bunch of crappy little ones. Like we have this Borley one that's like just an 80 by 80 build plate. I mean, it's not really crappy, it's just small.
Right.
You know, I had the Da Vinci Pro. That one had its own quirks. It really wasn't that bad of a printer.
No.
I don't know. We don't really have bad ones. We just have way better ones than some of the other ones we have.
Right.
Best for the price, CR10. Definitely CR10. Because it's only like $400. It's huge build volume. Very simple. Not a lot can break with it. Although we did just blow a hole in our PTFE tube somehow.
Yeah. That was
very weird.
So we have to fix that one.
Yeah. But other than that, it's been working like a champ. Print's great. We've pretty much only used PLA. A little bit of PETG. A little bit of nylon.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't really done ABS, but yeah, print's great. So if you're like looking to get a 3D printer and you want to stay under $500, CR10 right there.
Right. We should probably change the nozzle on it because we used all that nylon on that and we should not have. So
yeah. Then I'll throw in worst for the price. Robo R2.
It's like, it's not a bad printer. It prints fine, but for the
way
price,
overpriced.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of features that they promised that would have been really cool. They somehow make the experience worse. And it's just like, and since I bought the R2, we bought the R2 and then they had a really long Kickstarter process, so we didn't get it till like a year after that. Mm-hmm. And in that time, we got a couple other printers, and like the CR10 was one of them. And I'm just like, okay, so the CR10 made me realize simple is way better when it comes to 3D printing. And basically, the more features you have, the more crap can go wrong. So that's, yeah, the R2 is way overpriced. Mm-hmm. What do you do full time? I am a computer programmer. So I make, Like right now, my job, I make mostly web applications for a call center. And that's different things. Like it's run out of a web browser, so like the people on the call center floor go to the web browser and browse to it. But I write all the code for it, like the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, all that crap. The server side is C#, and so I write all the code for that. I write all the imports, which I use like Perl, C#, all sorts of stuff like that. I manage our SQL database, so I do lots of SQL. We use Microsoft SQL, MS SQL. And then I write all my own queries and stuff like that, write all the tables, get all the data, and then I also manage all the servers. And I do the graphic design part of it too. So it's me from start to finish. But that's what I do for
Jeff
my
is
job.
sad that there's no love for the R2. There's love for it. It prints
It's
fine.
a fine printer. It's just
for
way
the
overpriced.
money. It's not
Yeah.
like best for the price. No, not the R2.
Yeah, definitely.
If it was
not.
like an $800 printer,
yeah, it would be a different story. We'd be like,
good printer.
yeah,
Go buy it, guys. But yeah, not that price tag.
$1,500, my
Not-
ass.
not
Sorry
that
for
price
the
tag.
swear word there. But what
Garrett.
what do you do full time?
I am a cake decorator. It's just me and my aunt, basically. My grandma also helps us out with, like, desserts and stuff that we do. But, yeah, I decorate cakes all day, every day, except Sundays. And before that, before we started the cake business, I was a cosmetologist for, like, what, 4 years?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'd like to go back to part-time when the channel can sustain us at all.
Yeah.
That's what I hopefully will be going back to part-time. Working for myself.
Yeah.
Not a corporation like I was before. So.
Yeah. Real quick, I just saw Warren asked a question related to my answer. Yeah, so do you have your own website? And the website that I work for, the company, is inward facing, so it's technically an intranet. And so none of you can go see it or anything like that. It's exclusive to the network that I work for.
I think he's asking.
No, I know. I was getting to that. But as far as my own website, like for the channel or anything, I have in the past. I don't currently right now, but it's kind of funny because I do web development for a living, but I actually hate web development. Like there's a bazillion different devices out there, so you have to make sure that your page works on every different device, computer, tablets, phones, anything, and they're never the same aspect ratio, so it's like, and it's impossible to test on all of them, and it's just like there's so many weird networking things and firewalls and crap. Like,
I say it's easier to just go through like Squarespace.
Yeah, if I were to make one now, I would just go through Squarespace. It's like I'm technically capable of creating my own website. I do not want to do that though.
Right.
Let someone else take the word. I'll just like drag and drop a few things and be good to go. That's how I feel about that. But okay, next question. I think this might be the last one. Oops. What got you into 3D printing, and what should somebody know who's new at this? Well, we already answered the first part. What should somebody know? Well, I could make a whole video series on this.
It's not magic.
No, I think that's probably the best advice ever, actually, because it's just like, it's not magic in the way that it works. You're going to have to, it's a process. You have to learn how to work with the machines. And two, it's not just going to spit out a beautiful looking object. I think that's what a lot of people expect them to do. But it's, you know, and I kind of worry sometimes that our channel, because the things that she finishes look so good.
I know.
That it's like we're setting a bad precedent that you could just print something and have it look this good. It's like, no, I try to convey how much work it is to get to that point, but,
Right.
you know. But if you're looking to get into it, just do your research. Look at a lot of printers. If you're thinking about getting a printer, maybe join the Facebook group around that printer so you can see what other people are dealing with.
You see a lot more crap on there than you do anywhere else, or like the forums for that printer.
And none of the printers are perfect, and money isn't necessarily a scale for how good the printer is. So if a printer's more expensive, it doesn't mean that it's better than other ones that aren't more expensive.
Right. And personally, looking at, like, be careful of what YouTube reviews you're watching.
Yeah.
Because
there's some bad info out there.
There's bad info. I feel like there's a lot of them are not great reviews. Like, as far as really going into depth and really using that printer a lot.
There are some issues of people, like, with paid reviews and stuff like that. So you just got to be careful.
Right.
Also, stay away from Kickstarter. You're going to be tempted because they're going to be a lot cheaper. No. Stay away from Kickstarter. And also, just don't do the, like, $100 to $200 printers. Like, in a kit that's $100 to $200. Don't.
Yeah.
Just don't. You're going to regret it, and it's going to deter you from the 3D printing. So it's like, expect to spend, $500 to $1,000, or, $500 to $1,000. What?
It's the stream's having issues.
Is it?
We're not dropping frames.
We're not. Is everyone having issues? I believe that they don't have the best. Yeah. Looks like we're still streaming just fine. I wonder if YouTube's maybe.
I know, because we haven't dropped any frames in OBS.
Frick. Yeah, I agree with what Mike said there. Just buy a CR10 or a real Prusa. Exactly.
Yeah.
You're gonna expect to spend $500 to $1,000 on your first printer, unless you're crazy and get one of the more expensive ones from there. Sorry, I don't know what the deal is with the buffering stuff. I'm getting it on my end too.
It keeps stopping.
Let me try to refresh. Because it doesn't look like I'm dropping any frames or anything like that. OBS isn't complaining.
Mm-mm.
Keeps stopping. Well, just drop down from 1080 and it's fine. That's weird.
That's weird.
I refreshed my page and it seems like it's going okay. So maybe refresh. But yeah. Yeah, stay away from Kickstarter. Okay, so that is... God, I don't know why it's doing that. For once, we're not dropping frames. We're always dropping frames, and now we're not dropping frames.
It's
and
probably
still just...
freaking YouTube this time.
Yeah, watch, they're having some site-wide issue or something like that. Okay, so the chat's still going here. Right? Yeah, it is. Okay. So let's go through the chat and find some questions. Let's see.
Down, 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 down.
How are you doing? Good. Easy question.
Let's see.
Someone call it a very supportive spouse. Yes, she is. 150,000%.
Let's see.
Here we go. Marion Craven says, are there any projects that you would like to revisit? Yes.
No.
Yes.
I don't want to repaint anything. I hate it.
True. True.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, pretty much a lot of the stuff that's on the top of the shelves back this way, because either like R2D2 and Wally both didn't work, and I think I'd rather visit R2 first. I'd also really like to do a version 3 of the flux capacitor, because I think that could be pretty cool.
I think that wouldn't be that bad.
No. We probably wouldn't even need to paint it. We could print it in the colors now.
Sure.
But I would like to do another version of Thor's hammer as well. I think I could do better, modeling-wise. Okay. But yes, I would like to. And I'm eventually going to revisit Citron as well.
Yeah. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, it's the props. The Pet Kingdom It's funny, we got a business right next to hers. It's called Pet Kingdom.
I think it's Jessica.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yep.
Okay, what's the most challenging project you've ever worked on, and what was your favorite? I'm sure that'll be different for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, excluding ones that haven't released yet, because those are definitely the most challenging. Most challenging model-wise? I don't know, the Cupheads were pretty hard. Maybe Billy. What was our favorite? I think my favorite actually is Billy, because he looks so lifelike. But I also really like Clank from Ratchet and Clank. He's one of my favorites. And Super Meat Boy that she did. That's not mine, but I loved her Super Meat Boy.
Most challenging, but not released yet?
Yeah, you can say the Chomper, though, because that's coming out like next week. Or this week, actually.
It's this week. Chomper was probably one of them.
So, spoiler alert, Chomper's coming out later this week, probably Friday. It's the Plants vs. Zombies Chomper.
Right. Or... Wally or Claptrap, probably.
The Master Sword, you remember that? Kept coming apart.
Well, ugh.
That was just from lack of experience. But
yeah, okay, the Master Sword sucked.
Yeah.
I want to try another sword, though.
Yeah.
Maybe with some Filamentum CPE.
There we go. I got plenty of swords I can make. What was your favorite?
Favorite... Now that it's done, possibly Chomper.
Yeah.
But I also like Thor's hammer.
Yeah, that one was good.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Victor Vasquez says, before you got into Fusion 360 and ZBrush, how hard was it to learn after Tinkercad? Well, I started in Tinkercad. Actually, I was in OpenSCAD before that, but then Tinkercad. And then I jumped to Fusion, and that jump was very hard for me. I tried for like 2 weeks to create something, failed. Went back to Tinkercad for about a month. That's actually why Citron was in Tinkercad, because I couldn't figure out Fusion at that point. But then after that, I finally figured it out. And it was just a slow build from there. But yeah, it took me a solid month and a half to make the transition, and I still was not very confident in that. But after that, it became a lot easier. I had to shift how I was thinking about what CAD was. And ZBrush was a similar story. That was a tough transition, because it's completely different worlds. It's from working with geometry and numbers in Fusion 360 to going to, clay, basically, in ZBrush. And it's a very different world. And that one probably took me about a month to just be able to create something basic. And then, I'm still learning things to this day in ZBrush, so yeah. Is mayonnaise an instrument? What about horseradish? Is that what he says?
What?
The next one, horseradish. I think Squidward says horseradish is not an instrument either, or something like that. This one doesn't look like a question, but Thomas Gertis? I want to say thank you. My 5-year-old daughter loves your videos and always looking for your logo. Her favorite are Cuphead Mugman. Oh, that's awesome. That's good to hear. I'm glad she likes it. Okay. My PC can't run Fusion 360, so would you say Tinkercad or 123D Design is the better equivalent? I've never really used 123D Design. I know that it's not officially supported anymore. But I don't know. And I would imagine that that's pretty similar to Fusion in terms of PC strain. If you're having issues, I would say if you can do 123D, where you can't do fusion, I would do that. But if you still can't do 1, 2, 3D, then I mean you're pretty much left with Tinkercad. But Tinkercad should run on most anything, I would think.
It's like still happening.
Yeah.
Can anybody even watch us right now?
I don't know.
Or understand us?
Mine hasn't stopped buffering over 5 minutes. We haven't dropped a single frame.
Unless OBS is wrong.
I don't know. You would think it would tell me, though. I don't even know what to do to fix that. Stream health?
Good. Stream is healthy.
Yeah, YouTube tells me stream's healthy.
That's weird.
I have no idea. I apologize, everyone. I don't know what to do about it.
Because it's just like if we keep answering these questions, nobody's even going to be able to hear them.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll do this again at some point. Yeah. Did you see Greg's question? I got a question. Would you challenge someone on ZBrush to design, let's say, a Lego Samurai Jack? That's why I was laughing when you were answering one of the questions earlier.
Greg.
Yeah, Greg. Chelsey, favorite brush or airbrush?
Airbrush is way more fun, but I only use it for, like, obviously, like, solid colors or gradients.
They're kind of different beasts.
Shading or stuff like that, so.
Butt scratcher.
Matthew is Chukka.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, right there. Chukka.
Yeah.
Hi, Chukka. Garrett, did you do the jigsaw puppet? Did you put it for others to do? Yeah, we made that. It's up on Thingiverse if you're asking about files and stuff like that. The whole body on the inside's 3D printed and the head's 3D printed. We just got a little suit and a hair. You
linked those on the video, didn't you?
Yeah. If you just go to the channel, it wasn't that long ago. I mean, several months ago now, but Halloween. It's not that far down. Yeah, you can see it, and we talk about all the steps in there, and it links to the Thingiverse page.
What are they saying?
Here, I'll just move this over here. It looks like people are having an okay time if they bump it down to 720 or 480. So try bumping down the quality and seeing if that helps. And to do that, if you hover over the video, like where the full screen button is, there's the settings button. You can click there and downgrade the quality. I don't know why it would be having issues with that.
It's just like we've got nothing over here.
Yeah.
0 frames.
I have no idea.
It's weird.
So I apologize. Chukka says, I really wish Chelsey and my sister could swap war stories from the bakery. I'm sure you guys could talk for ages about crazy client or weird ideas they've come to you with.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yep. Whoa.
Way to go.
No, I got to the bottom, so it filled in the rest of them. Okay, yeah, this is about where we were.
I don't have glasses on. I can't really see very much.
What was your favorite print you've made? Just print. It hasn't been released yet. Well, I guess I've released pictures of it. Optimus has to be my favorite so far. That's coming. I'm not going to give away too many details on that, but it's going to be friggin' awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. What kind of paint do you use as primer?
Hey, you skipped one, and it
Did
says favorite ice cream, ? And cake or pie.
Cake. Favorite ice cream? Cake or pie? Definitely cake. I'm not a pie fan. She likes pie, but probably.
I like cake better.
Yeah, I was just saying. Do you like pie? I don't.
Like
I'm gonna get.
If I'm gonna
get
pie,
castrated for that. But
it's gonna be pumpkin pie.
Yeah, I'm just not a pie fan. Let's see. Favorite ice cream? I mean, I'm fat, so any kind will do. But
Cookies and cream. That's probably my all-time favorite.
Yeah, cookies and cream for me, or...
Dough. You like cookie dough.
Yeah, but I also really like cookies and cream. I also really like mint chip.
That's
so
true.
Those are my 3. Okay, what kind of paint do you use as primer?
What kind of paint do I use as primer? Oh, Rust-Oleum filler primer is basically what I use for everything.
Is that on the Amazon thing?
Yes, I have
okay.
it. I believe. Oh, God.
Pierre, if you go to any of our videos, in the description, there's a link to our Amazon store or whatever, and it'll have the primer in there.
That's a very flattering thumbnail for...
It changes constantly.
Okay, good.
I'm
going to make sure that it's in there.
Yeah, someone said deltas are a joke, and I could just see Midnight Giant doing the like.
I want to try a delta.
Yeah, we got contacted, but they were like being weird about it. Do you have plans or want to do the other 6 Dragon Balls? Yes. Those were kind
Jeff?
of yeah. Those were kind of a what's a word without swearing?
Pain in the butt.
A pain in the butt. There we go.
Wow, that was hard, Garrett.
It was.
You can tell how much he can't talk without swearing.
Pop over to Twitch. You'll see what I was really thinking.
Oh, God.
If plans or want to do the other, they were a pain for Chelsey to
paint.
Yeah, just because it's perfectly spherical. So if we ever came up with a better way to do that, yes. I could model them for you if you just want to print them. I could model them really easy. Just let me know, Jeff.
You know what, though, would be really cool?
Huh?
We could put, like, one little tiny hole in the bottom of it, and then, like, have the middle, like, have a little circle out of that. So, that wouldn't work either. No, maybe it would. If the hole was big enough that I could put, like, a slightly hooked thing and slide it in and, like, hang it in the polisher.
Oh, yeah.
And then I wouldn't have to sand it.
Yeah, that'd be something. We can try that.
That'd be something.
Billy just moved.
Yeah, okay, I do have the primer on the thing.
Yeah, it's in
and I also have, like, my airbrush paints and sandpaper that I like and files and, like, the typical acrylics that I use, too.
The Charby Club says, when are you planning on making the Saber Slime? It'll be in my next Slime Rancher video. I don't know when that video is going to be. But yeah, the next Slime Rancher video, it'll most likely be some of the other Largos and the Saber Slime.
Did you skip the Final Fantasy one, or was I looking at stuff?
Did I miss that one?
Yes.
Where's the...
You're bad at this.
Oh yeah, have you ever modeled or considered modeling any old school Final Fantasy items? Yes. I want to do so much Final Fantasy stuff, it's not even funny. I love Final Fantasy. Love Final Fantasy. But, yeah. Mostly, like, a lot of the weapons, some of the characters. If you have any, like, specific items that maybe I can't think of right now, like, tweet me or Twitter DM me or something like that. Or just say it in chat. Whatever. I will take them under consideration, because I know there's some, like potions and stuff that could be pretty cool. Yeah. Okay. Jeez. Is it getting better? Like the buffering thing is that? Yeah, so much for net neutrality. Yeah, probably, honestly. Maybe we hit some sort of limit with Charter around here. How long will we be live? Maybe another half an hour. Maybe more, like 15 minutes, something like that. I saw both your Digimon models and Pokemon ones. Which do you prefer or want to continue doing? Love both, by the way. I'm definitely going to continue doing both. I'm going to be making the other set of Digimon babies that I've been promising for like a year now. I'm going to be making that very soon, just because I have no excuse that that's taken so long. And I definitely want to make, some of the first season of Digimon, a lot of the Digimon in there, I'm definitely going to do. But if I had to pick one, it would definitely be Pokemon. I love Digimon, but I like Pokemon more. But that's not like a fight me type of thing. That's what I prefer. Both are great. Fight me. But no, and Pokemon is going to be huge too. I'm ramping up to do a ton of Pokemon. We have a convention that we're going to in March that is consuming all of my time right now. But after that, I'm going to start focusing on doing Pokemon.
All heck breaks loose.
Yeah, I'm going to focus on a lot more models coming out. We have a lot in the meantime. They're going to be big projects in the meantime. Okie doke. Let's see. What's one skill that you wish you could improve within this year? For me, hair and ZBrush and fabric and ZBrush. I'm also working on painting and a slew of other skills, but we won't get into that.
A skill.
Modeling, probably, right?
Modeling and painting quicker.
Okay. After painting your figures, do you use any coating to protect the paint?
Always.
Yes.
If I don't, then I'm scratching them up within like 5 minutes. So I always use, just because it's like readily available and I haven't tried anything else, I continually use Krylon clear coats. And I don't know that I have those on our Amazon list, which ones I use, but I use like the glossy, the satin, or the matte, depending on which projects we're doing. So,
Greg, please keep Billy dust free. I don't care about Claptrap. Well, good, because Claptrap probably has a lot of dust on top of him.
Yeah, and Garrett messed up Billy's hair. So.
He's like right against the ceiling. I couldn't do anything.
You screwed it up.
Billy will be at Murph, by the way. Okay.
Just pass it.
Yeah.
You got a warning.
Garrett, are you and Chelsey coming to Bay Area Maker Fair this year? No, sorry. Not in the budget. We would love to. I think the only convention we're going to be able to make it to is Murph this year.
Because we're driving.
Yeah, because we're driving. Flying is just so expensive from here.
I mean, it's expensive
I did it last
in general,
year.
But
yeah,
like for us to get to VidCon was.
Yeah, and for me to get to Bay Area, it was still really expensive, and I stayed with Heather and Travis. The only reason I was able to go to that last year is because Joel helped me get there. And then Heather and Travis let me stay in their hotel. Do you know if Matter Hacker is a good site to purchase a printer from? Yeah. Yeah, Matter Hackers has a heavy involvement here in the community. Yeah, you won't... They're not going to ship you like a broken printer. And if they do, they'll make it right, I'm sure.
Right.
So yeah, I would not think twice about ordering from them. Accuracy, speed, neatness. Pick any two. Neatness or accuracy? Oh.
Accuracy, speed, and neatness. Pick any two.
Accuracy, probably. Like, because neatness, I assume, is like stringing, like that type of thing. Speed's not a factor. We drastically reduced the speed of our printers to get better quality.
Maybe he's not talking about printing. Could be talking about painting.
True. Didn't think about that.
True.
Still probably accuracy.
Yeah, accuracy and... Oh, God.
I'll pick any two. Accuracy and neatness. There you go.
Yeah, I'd still go accuracy and neatness. I'd love speed as well, but my standards are high.
What 3D printer do you use? We have several.
We've been using the Moai a lot lately.
Yep, the Moai. Pretty much like...
That saves my life.
A ton of my videos coming up are going to be with the Moai. We're using the Mark III currently. Our Mark II is out of commission for right this second. The
CR10 is not working right this second.
Yeah, because of aforementioned PTFE tube issue. The R2, Robo R2 has
I
some...
think it's okay, but we're gonna have to check it.
It decided to like dive bomb into the bed, which was very weird.
More like the bed decided to dive bomb into the print head.
It was weird. No idea what was going on there.
I don't know what it decided to do.
But yeah, those are the... We also have a TiVo Tornado.
Did you say the MK3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. You still have to drive from airport to Goshen, right?
Us?
We're driving all the way from here to Goshen.
Yeah, we're not flying at all.
You might have been talking to someone else.
Yeah.
But Sorry,
but
I thought it was someone else.
But yeah, we're driving all the way like 12 hours.
Is Prime going to be available to everyone or just Patreon? Oh, Optimus? The files will be available to everyone. I'm not holding those back. I just haven't... he's not finished yet, so that's why the video's not out. But as soon as he's finished, I'll put the video up and I'll release the files. He's actually waiting on the Mark II right now. We've got replacement parts incoming. I hope.
It's taking a while. Thank you, Prusa. Anyways.
Bye, Charby Club. No, Rue.
No barking.
Okay, well, I think we're finally caught up. So if you have any other questions, let me know. We'll answer them. We'll probably be live for another 10 minutes or so. Unless there's no questions. And I apologize again for the buffering issues. I have no idea what's going on. I'll have to...
Yeah, it's weird.
I'll have to see if I can find anything out on that. Because everything on our end looks way better than it normally does. So... Question, how do I change my name so I can be Chukka on here as well? I don't know 100% because once you turn your channel into like an actual like I forget what they call it, but like, you know, there's like different versions of channels. Like you can have one that you're going to be uploading videos to, and other ones people don't upload as much, so they're not like an actual whatever. I can't think of the word, but so they're different, and I don't remember what it is. But I think like you can click the like your little icon up on the right, and there's like a settings up there, and messing around in there, you should be able to find something that you can change your name.
Do you have a favorite brand or type of filament?
Yes.
Filamentum.
Yes.
Is my favorite. And my favorite type of filament is also by Filamentum, and it's their Galaxy. Or the Vertigo Gray, but the Galaxy is my favorite.
They just have beautiful filaments. It's like if I'm printing... It prints
so well.
It does. It's a little more expensive.
It's precise.
But it prints extremely well, and the colors are amazing. Like most things that we print with non-Filamentum brands, like it might be a really good red or a really good blue or something like that, but it still comes out looking just like a piece of plastic. But the Filamentum stuff, a lot of it prints and, you know, it looks spectacular. And like the Vertigo stuff, we've shown it to people and they're just like, it doesn't, I didn't think that was printed. It looked like wood to me or something.
Yeah, I brought in that dumbbell to work and
yeah.
like Linda's like, wait, that's printed. It's not painted. It's not like, no, that's just the filament.
Filamentum. Vertigo Gray and Vertigo Galaxy are the real good.
And Rapunzel
ones.
Silver.
Rapunzel Silver looks good, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Their Noble Blue.
Oh my god, their Noble Blue is beautiful.
Delicious.
All of their, I love all of it. All of it.
And a preferred color that helps the time of painting. Well, go ahead.
What?
A color that helps the time of painting. I thought you were going to answer. I don't think the color, because like I
prefer white or gray or just a normal color, because I've had weird issues with like yellow that like seeped through the primer, which was weird. It was just yellow PLA, but somehow it seeped through, and
it seeped through
that
the
was
primer,
really
was
obnoxious. Weird. So I just prefer all around to just stick with white and gray and black and stuff like that.
But we mostly prime everything, so it's not color usually doesn't play as much of a factor if we're painting it. Can you talk a bit about SLA printing and fumes? Sure can. It depends on the resin you get. We found that out the hard way. So we bought Wanhao D7 and bought the cheapest resin we could, which was still like $63.
Fun to do.
Yeah, it's fun to do. Was the brand, and it smells awful.
I would like get mad at Garrett for printing.
Our whole house would smell for days.
I would
afterwards.
like get headaches.
So if you're going to be doing that, like the cheap resins that smell bad, you definitely have to have like a shop that's well ventilated. Probably people aren't going to be in there because it is awful. But like the Moai, we have a Moai now, and we use the Peopoli brand resin,
Yeah.
And you can't smell it at all. Like, you basically have to stick your head in the printer to smell it.
Right.
It's amazing.
And I don't mind the smell. Like,
no, it smells way better too.
I like weird smells anyway, like spray paint and gas and
yeah,
stuff.
But it doesn't smell like that.
No, but it's just like I kind of think it smells good.
Yeah, no, it's barely, like, I'll literally be sitting next to the printer working on something and I cannot smell it.
Yeah.
So it all depends on the resin that you get, and also like Form, their resins don't smell at all. So yeah. Okay, I've been modeling in Fusion 360 for a year now, and it's all thanks to your tutorials. I recently moved to ZBrush, so is there any chance you'll do any deep tutorials on how to use it? Yes. One, that's awesome to hear. I'm glad that my stuff helps. And yes, I do plan on doing some ZBrush tutorials. I wanted to feel like I was competent enough in there before I started doing ZBrush tutorials, but I feel like I'm at that point. I've still got a long ways to go, but I'm farther along than some people. Yeah, I can show the basics. And I plan on doing some like live stream tutorials as well. So like, and it would be about this time of night on Wednesdays most likely, and not like every week, but every once in a while we'll do one. Some will be Fusion, some will be ZBrush, but I did one over on Twitch where we made Pokeballs in Fusion 360, and I showed everybody how to do that, and it went over really, really well. So I think that'd be good fit for the channel here as well. So I would most likely do some longer form live stream type content where I would just say, hey, anyone who has ZBrush and wants to learn how to use it, whatever, come model along with me. And one that I was thinking would be good would be like the snowman that you made, because it's pretty simple. You know, just start out with a sphere, and then by the end of it, we'll have made a snowman, and I'll just be walking people through. You can ask questions in the chat and stuff like that. And then the video.
Penguin was pretty easy too.
Yeah, Penguin was cool. But then I would have the playback up on YouTube as well for people that couldn't join the live stream. But then I'll also have the shorter form, like 10-minute long, shorter tutorials in like actual video form as well. So hopefully those will be coming relatively soon. Can I say I love you? If you didn't know, I'm a huge Prime guy. Optimus, yeah. Well, thank you. It's gonna be. I'm super excited for that. It's gonna be one of the biggest projects. It's definitely the project that we've had that has consumed the most filament. I'm not gonna tell you why, but it'll be interesting. Let's see. Can you make a video with just Prime's head? That is something I would really love to do myself. Like how to model it? Potentially.
I mean, you have the footage, so it'll be in the video.
Yeah, it'll definitely be in the video. And the head's a separate model, so you'll be able to print that if you want to just print the head. Can you make a video? Oh, no, I already read that. How do you make clear parts, resin? That's actually something we haven't done a ton of. Like, it depends on how clear you need it, because like you can do clear filaments and stuff like that, and it's more just like, what's the right word, translucent maybe,
right? Where
it's you know, you can't like put your fingers behind it and see your fingers. But
yes.
Well, I'm getting to that.
Okay.
But like just straight off the printer, light will definitely shine through it. So if you just needed something that kind of glows, that's a really good way to do it. Just find like transparent PLAs and print those.
I think that, isn't it like Tallman?
Oh yeah, T-glaze.
Yeah, the T-glaze stuff.
Yeah,
I've heard
or
is
T-glass, however you say it.
Like super good for that. But the polisher.
Yes, we also have a polisher. So if you need really clear stuff, printing on the polisher, which if you haven't seen my video, go watch that. It's not super far, it was maybe a month or two ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a review of the polisher. I showed off some really clear things in there. But basically what it is a chamber. You print in polysmooth, which is a specific type of filament. Prints pretty much just like PLA. You stick it in the chamber, and then alcohol spurts out and kind of rains all over it. And it...
yeah, it spurts out and rains all over it. It's alcohol vapors. that...
I stand by what I said.
Okay.
But it smooths it out. And so if you only have one wall thick of the clear stuff, you can you can see right through it. It's amazing. But there are also clear resins and stuff for SLA printers, and I've seen people make like camera lenses and stuff like that with those. I have
like
not
the form.
on the form, yeah, but I have not messed with the resin clear stuff myself yet. Okay. If you guys ever get the chance to play with a larger nozzle, it's great. Been messing with a 1mm nozzle. Yeah, I'd really love to. I actually just reached out to Lulzbot to see if they would be interested in
a project.
Yeah, helping us create a big project with the Moorstruder. They said no, but it's okay. I'm not bitter.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Whatever.
No, they were very nice about it. But yeah, eventually we will get a big...
We're not cool enough and big enough.
Right.
And
well, they have like the biggest people on the platform to back their stuff up, so I can hardly blame them. Okay.
Chuck has said
people are talking about the smell of gasoline.
Because it smells good.
I don't like it.
The Pokeball stream isn't up anymore, is it?
No, I have it. I was planning on just redoing it on YouTube, like doing the whole stream. I still have the footage for it, and I might I should just upload that to my second channel. The only reason I haven't is because I have to like change a bunch of settings on my computer to allow it to stay active long enough to let that video upload, and it'll take like 12 hours to upload with our internet connection. So that is why I have not done it yet, because it was like a 2.5 hour video, I think. But the Prime Video will need a sequel. Yes, I have thought about that. I want Bumblebee. Yeah, I imagine Megatron's going to be a big request too.
Oh, I want Bumblebee.
Yeah, and Dylan wants Starscream. Starscream was always his favorite.
I don't care what Dylan wants.
Well, I'm going to do Bumblebee.
No.
IBB. Okay. Do you know about the game Undertale? If so, you could do a character from it when you feel like you can. Yes, I do know about Undertale. I don't
Maybe
know.
Don't mumble, because I didn't even hear what you just said.
Sorry.
Undertale, is that what you said?
Yeah, it's a game.
Okay. Yeah, I never heard of it.
Yeah, it's an indie game. It was very, very huge on YouTube for a while. And it's got a really big following. I don't know that I'm going to do models from that. Mostly because it's like, I don't know, they're 2D pixels, so it'd be hard to translate.
No.
Yeah, so.
It's like Minecraft all over again.
Yeah, I'm not going to say no, but I don't currently have plans to. For Prime, did you model his gun? I did not. Maybe that's something I should do. But, and maybe that's something I can do in the future too. No comment on your second question there, Randall. You'll find out when the video comes. Take it to work and upload it. Yeah, they would come knock on my door. They monitor internet usage there, and they've gotten mad at me for less stuff than that before, so I will not be doing that. Is Sculptress a workable alternative to ZBrush? Any drawbacks that you're aware of? Sculptress is, I think, good to figure out if you like
the form of doing it like that.
Yeah, but there are Sculptress is very limited. Very limited. I know you can make some decent things in there. Evie, our dog's being needy. One of our dogs. This is Evie for everyone who doesn't know. She's a Pomeranian. She's very cute. She's a princess. But I would try Sculptress and do as much in Sculptress as you can. And if you are really liking it and finding that you're hitting the limitations of Sculptress, look at upgrading to ZBrush Core. It's $150, so it's a lot cheaper than the normal ZBrush package, which is like $800 US. And ZBrush Core, you can do a lot more in ZBrush Core than you can with Sculptress. So start Sculptress, move to ZBrush Core after that, and then you can upgrade to full ZBrush for cheaper. Baby ZBrush, yeah, that's basically what it is. Soundwave, yeah, Transformers. You're the IT guy. I'm not, though. I'm a programmer and one small section of a very large company. So there are IT guys. There's network guys. There's like network security guys. Yeah.
Stop it. 'Cause, 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 'c She will stop.
Being gassy. Oh, jeez. My first 12 models I did using Sculptress. Yeah. So it's a good thing. It's a good place to start. Can I help you? But depending on what you're trying to do with it, you know, you'll just use it until you hit the wall, and then upgrade. Hi, baby. How are you?
Being extremely needy.
Yeah, it's not even time yet. It's not even time. You're fine.
Her head looks tiny. Look how tiny her head looks.
Yeah. She is 90% fluff. It's fine.
She did not get groomed because there was a snowstorm.
Yeah.
So now we have to wait till March. And she's so fluffy.
Yeah. That's all fluff right there.
Otherwise, she's a rat.
Yep. Okay, everybody. Well, I think we will start to wind down there. I apologize for the weird buffering issues. Like I said, I have no idea what would be causing that, and I can't see it from my end. But I hope everyone could at least watch some of it and get some questions out of it. I'll have to see how the playback looks. If it's fine, then I'll leave it up on the channel. But if it's all crappy, I'll take it down. But yeah, and then I'm planning on Friday for the Chomper video. That one should be pretty cool. So thank you guys for stopping by.
Hold on, one more question.
One more question?
He's using his tax return to get the Moai, and I'm so excited. Any quick tips right off the bat?
Don't touch the Galvo unit. they say that like just giant in the instructions or whatever. But Chris, Practical Printing. Look him up on YouTube. Just type in Practical Printing. He's in chat here. He's one of the moderators. But
if you're getting the kit, like, watch that to use.
Yeah, are you getting the kit or the fully assembled? Because if you're getting the kit, go to Chris's channel, Practical Printing. He has a whole build series, and he helps fill some gaps that the instruction manual does not say. But other than that,
enjoy it because it's awesome.
Yeah, we really didn't have a hard time getting it set up.
You had a kind of a time getting it leveled.
Just because it's kind of a pain to level. You have to like get into it and like twist a wrench underneath the underside. But I did that once and it's leveled now and it has printed amazingly. The supports are going to be your biggest issue. Plus Chris is manlier. I won't dispute that. But yeah, so figuring out how to put supports on your models and orient them correctly, it's an art. And just practice. You're going to have failed prints and it's going to hurt because it's going to be expensive, but it's something it's got to do. It's what we're going through right now. So I'll try to make a video on doing supports and stuff like that. And Chris said that he'll be doing a video update on the leveling process too. Cool. So yeah, follow him because he's been doing lots of good videos about it.
Yes. Maybe go through and watch his videos before you even get it.
Yeah.
Just watch all of the setup videos, and then that way you'll have an idea, and then you can watch them as you're putting it together. Again, watch him twice because he's awesome.
Oh yeah, interesting news for those that are looking for a Wacom. Monoprice is launching an LCD Wacom-like tablet for sub $400. Oh, nice. Interesting.
Oh my gosh, Evie.
Why are you doing that?
Probably because I'm breathing and tickling her ears, but I can't help it. She's in my face.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for joining us, and I will see you guys soon.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.